Welcome to the Intuitive Hour with psychic medium, author, and intuitive life coach, Michelle Beltran. The Intuitive Hour will empower you to learn how to magnify your intuitive voice. Listen in and expand your understanding of what it means to be psychic and how to awaken, amplify, and trust your inner voice.
Yes, indeed, intuitive blocks can happen, and that's okay. Welcome, everyone. This is the Intuitive Hour, and I'm your host, Michelle Beltran. Today, we're talking about 11 different blocks to your intuition and exactly how to clear them. So let's just dive in and begin. Okay, getting real for a second here. Even the most spiritually connected people experience intuitive blocks. So if you're feeling it too, not to worry, it happens. It's not a failure or a setback, it's a natural part of the journey. And here's the magic. These blocks, they're actually opportunities for growth if you'll allow it. When you recognize and accept them, they lose their power over you. What a concept. All right, so here's the tricky part. Intuitive blocks don't always announce themselves. Yes, indeed, we can be a little bit blind to it. They can be subtle, sneaky, and just downright hard to pinpoint. So let's dive into it. What might be disrupting your intuition? How can you clear that path to reconnect with your inner knowing? Well, first of all, we have to define what disrupts our intuition. Chakra and aura imbalances tend to be the most prominent. Your energy body, right, which is your chakras and your aura, plays a significant role in your intuitive flow. When these centers are blocked or out of balance, it's like static on the line. Regular chakra work, especially aligning all 7 major chakras, can dramatically enhance your intuitive abilities. So, try this. A very powerful chakra clearing meditation to restore your energy flow. You might have one you use already. If not, I do have a chakra clearing and balancing meditation, guided meditation here at the Intuitive Hour. Please listen into that or find your own resource. This is essential for clearing up any blockages that are lingering, whether in your chakras or your auras. Moving on to doubt, this is a biggie. This is a major intuition blocker and stopper. Each day you want to affirm out loud, I release doubt from my thoughts. Let this become your daily intention. Create your own mantra if you like, but be consciously aware and set an intention to release any doubt that might be lingering around your abilities, your intentions to receive psychic impressions and information. Also, I would recommend that you listen to the podcast or read at my blog the 7 rules of psychic development. 7 very powerful rules. One of them talks about releasing this doubt. Number 3, phobias or unexplained aversions. If you have ever felt an intense discomfort in certain situations, sounds or smells with no clear reason that maybe are just odd, strange, or raise an eyebrow in this way, this could be rooted in a past life experience or deep-seated fear, creating resistance to intuitive openness. So if you're noticing that energy, just dive into it a little further. Ask yourself what it is. Is it yours? Is it someone else's? Where is it coming from? As you reflect on this, notice these moments with intention. Your soul may be signaling that healing is needed. All right, number 4, that ego. That ever-evolving ego that we all have and need, by the way. It's just that sometimes our ego is an interference. When we're developing our intuition, trying to stay in the flow, it certainly can become a block. Often this is by things that we say to ourselves, words that we hold in our mind about what people think, what we should be doing. Or perhaps you feel pressure to get it right. Getting it right? Well, that's your ego talking. The ego happens to thrive on control and comparison, often silencing the quiet voice of intuition. If you notice this happening, you go right to your heart chakra. Return there, please. Wallow in that love and that heart chakra space. And while you do that, breathe out and completely let go of expectations. What others think, the need to get it right, what you should be doing, right? We never want to should on ourselves. Embrace the process of intuitive development, spiritual growth, and focus on presence, not perfection. Moving on, rushing the process. Yes, innately we can have a sense about wanting to get that thing right now. But remember, everything aligns in its own time. And right now, your timing may be ego and it would fail. So, breathe out the rushing energy. Your intuitive gifts, they are not going anywhere. They are deeply ingrained. They are innate. They are part of your soul self. Take your time. Allow the process of development to happen. If there's a few blocks, work them through. They're normal. The more you push or rush, the more elusive they become. And by the way, this is true of most things in life. So, trust. Guidance will come exactly when it's meant to. And let the journey unfold naturally. All right, consider that you could be needing to ground. Once again, I'll refer to an episode here on the Intuitive Hour called Grounding. If you have a lack of groundingness or groundedness in your space, that will absolutely get in the way and become a block for you in your intuitive development. If you're feeling scattered or disconnected, out of sorts, not centered and balanced with your true highest self and spiritual self, well, that's a sign you're not grounded. We want you to feel peace and ease and harmony. We want you to feel that deep, deep balance. You know it, we all know it. We feel it particularly after meditation or laughter or coming out of our sacred space where we've had time with ourselves to heal and reconnect deeply, inwardly. Strong intuition requires a stable, energetic foundation. Grounding yourself will ensure that's happening. So practice grounding every day. I wake up and ground as a habit. Spend time in nature. This will also help ground you naturally. If you don't have a process, that's just fine. Being in nature with your feet, your bare feet in the earth on the ground is wonderful. Just unplug from external noise. Reconnect with your body. Dancing as well, everyone, is an excellent way to find grounding and rootedness in your energy space. Number 7, that nervous energy. Nervousness during readings, being with others, offering healings, life coaching, whatever it is you do as a light worker, any nervousness, it's natural. It really is natural. In fact, we have nerves or anxiety that are both positive and negative. The negative nervousness makes us want to roll up into a little ball, if you will, and just go into the corner and just shrivel up. But the positive nervousness, well, that's quite a bit different. That is motivating. It's going to feel a little bit like anxiety, but it's good anxiety. It's good fear. It's motivating fear and nervousness. It's what the athlete has at the start line when they're shaking their foot, ready to get going and started. We want that. That means you care. So let nervousness and that nervous energy be your friend, not your foe. It doesn't have to paralyze you. Don't roll up into the corner, into the ball, and go into the corner. Instead, create mantras. Remember, what you tell yourself and your words matter. So you might say something like, I trust my guidance and move forward with ease. Just a suggestion that will calm your nerves. Create a mantra of your own. But breathe in positive, good nervous energy and breathe out that energy of nervousness that's debilitating. All right, fear of the unknown. Oh, yes, indeed, fear of what we don't know about or haven't experienced is real, and it can unconsciously block our intuitive development, our clairabilities. As an example, when it comes to the gift of clairsentience, fear of feeling someone else's pain when you're working in this space and this ability, well, that can certainly hold you back and become a block. The reality is you don't feel someone else's pain to the extent that it hurts you or harms you. Working in clairsentience is gentle. And while you might receive a tinge of some kind, something subtle in your body regarding what's going on with someone else in a clairsentient way, it certainly does not overtake your body, nor is it something to fear. All right, heavy emotions. Oh dear, those dreaded heavy emotions. Indeed, low vibrational emotions like resentment, regret, anger, even just being tired. They drain our energy and they clutter our intuitive field. Hence why it's imperative to have developed the foundational psychic development tools of grounding, running energy, prayer of protection. All of these foundational tools help us keep our energy in positive flow. Anyone, any light worker, life coach, in this kind of work really does want to make sure they've got the foundational tools in place. I offer all of them here again at the Intuitive Hour. If you've missed them, please absolutely revisit them. Whether you're developing intuitively for yourself or considering working with others in healing work, Reiki, anything of the sort, absolutely grounding, running energy, the gift of neutrality, prayer of protection, all of this is essential for keeping healthy energy balance. Most important though, when these heavy emotions arise, acknowledge them. It's really that simple. Acknowledge them, say hello to them, process these heavy emotions, and release what no longer serves you. We literally have a scale of emotions. Depending on what scale you look at, there's about 25 of them. Regret and anger are smack dab in the middle of that scale. Feel free to Google this. Emotional scale. We need each emotion. So when you're in resentment or regret or anger, as you process through it, on the other side is release and ease and peace. So we don't want to get rid of these emotions. They are part of the process, but we do want to call them forward, acknowledge them, and process through them. All right, expectations. Expecting intuition to work a certain way, like receiving clear images that are accurate, predictions all the time that are accurate, well, that can limit your flow. That takes us closer to that ego space we talked about earlier. So let go of expectations. Just be. Surrender, if you will, to receiving guidance in whatever form it takes, in whatever speed or rhythm it comes, when it would like to. Your subconscious, the higher self, there's no timing. There's no expectation. Expectation is ego. So surrender to the receiving of guidance, the rhythm that is right for you, and breathe out that expectation that something must be a certain way in order for success to happen. That just is not true. Breathe that thought space out. All right, and last, mental clutter. This is all about overthinking, being in that mind space. That creates what we call noise, left brain chatter. And that 1000% will block accurate intuitive signals and information. This is why dream work is so profound. In the dream space, we're much less likely to overthink because we're in dreams. And it's also why meditation becomes the separator, if you will, and the most profound way to quiet this mental chatter. In fact, the most accurate psychics, whether they're brand new or a 20-year veteran, the most accurate psychics have learned the gift of quieting this mental chatter. Well, how do they do that? Through meditation as one means for sure. But that mental chatter, those individuals who have learned to release the overthinking, release the noise, and just allow pure, solid connection with the higher self and the subconscious, they are most successful. So, every day, just 5 minutes of meditation is going to quiet that mind, quiet that noise, not only strengthen your clarity and release the block of intuition, but it allows for accurate psychic information to now flow, and you can hear it. All right. 4 tools as we begin to wind down here today I'd like to leave you with to help you clear intuitive blocks. Number 1, I spoke about it earlier in the session, psychic prayer of protection, also here available at the Intuitive Hour if you'd like to revisit that episode. Take some time to create a personal prayer of protection to set firm energetic boundaries. Speak it out loud. Use it before and after energy work, readings, meditations. Protection rose goes along with that. This is a visualization technique where you'll actually visualize a rose out in front of you. That rose is acting as a filter for energies that don't belong in your space. Remember, only your pure positive essence is allowed there. Create that protection rose as a means to keep energy balanced. Trust its presence and what it signals to you. Pay attention to it. Number 3, the syringe of white light. This is a wonderful technique. Use it in meditation, anytime it comes to mind. Here, you just want to imagine a syringe filled with brilliant white light. Perhaps you'd like to use golden divine light. Either will work. Direct that toward any negative presence or fear, transmuting it into peace. And number 4, meditation. We've talked about that throughout this episode today. The ultimate blank slate. If you take away only one thing today, let it be this. Meditation is the single most important tool you have to access your psychic gifts. It's the master key to unlocking your intuition. Meditation quiets the constant chatter of the mind and allows you to deeply center yourself. We all know this. I am not telling you anything you don't know, but I am telling you that it is the one thing that is going to help you lift any block and help you become more accurate. That blank slate created by this meditation, so peaceful, connecting you to that inner space where you can finally hear with clarity the subtle whispers of your intuition, because it is subtle. And meditation will allow you to hear that. When your mind is still, you receive those accurate, clear, and profound intuitive and psychic messages without any interference of doubt or fear. 2 of those blocks we've talked about today. Meditation can absolve all of this quickly. This practice isn't about emptying your mind, by the way. It's about giving your soul the quiet it needs to speak. One final note, everyone. When you engage in these practices, whether it's grounding, chakra work, or even a simple sensory field trip, you're putting your subconscious on notice. You're telling it, it's time to go to work and listen in a new and heightened way. This ability, this psychic ability within you, it's always been within you. But maybe you've never set the intention to access it. These practices change that. And here's the great part. Your subconscious must listen. No exceptions. By setting this intention, you're opening the door to your intuitive abilities, your psychic abilities in a way that's both natural and powerful. All right, everyone, we are bringing this episode to a close. As always, thank you for being with me. I look forward to another episode of the Intuitive Hour next week.
If you enjoyed this episode of the Intuitive Hour, please consider following, rating, and reviewing the podcast at Apple Podcasts or wherever you listen. You're welcome to access Michelle's free controlled remote viewing exercise that will empower you to uncover answers to your burning questions about lost objects, events, or people in the past, present, or future. Visit michellebeltran.com to access this free offering and rediscover what was once lost.